Yep. I'm going to do a little, can anybody hear us? It's time to go live. Check, check. Those that are checking on right now, can you hear us? Just making sure everything's good to go. Perfect. What's going on? Social media world. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. So. Ari, hello. Good to see you. Come on in. Awesome. Good to see you. Look at you, good swagger.
I did. I was actually going to give you one.
Give us a minute. We'll be right there. Just kick back, smoke a J, and relax.
If you follow us on Instagram, and I'll give you one.
There you go.
Let's find out. Before I start, I only have 5. I have 4.
All right, everyone, we're going to get started just a minute. So I'm going to stand like right here-ish. So. I'm going to stand like right here-ish. All right. Good.
I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm just trying to find my Instagram. Maybe you're
Okay.
on my Apple.
All right. How I look? See, if I stand next to you, I look better. So.
Oh, you're recording right now.
Yeah, no, we're live. So we're going live. Here, I'll do this. There we go. Everybody see me, hear me? All right. Hello, everybody. I'm AJ. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Social Media World. How is everybody tonight? Thank you very much for making it. Thank you for making the drive out here to Mesa for those who haven't been here. I love this place. This is a super cool place. Thank you so much to Jared and Jay of Jared's Coffee House for letting us use this place. So there's tornadoes and an impending doom storm that's supposed to kill us all here in a little bit. So thank you very much for making it out. I appreciate that. Do we want to take predictions on whether there's going to be a tornado or not? Because they're predicting that tonight. No? So are you insured? Because we will rebuild.
I'm hoping there's a tornado.
Right? It's seen worse. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We got a lot of members of the board here. We have Julie Gunnagle. We have Ryan. We have Savannah. Who am I missing here? We have Allison. We have me. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Thank you very much to everybody that's our loyal supporters that come out to all of our meetings. We have royalty in the house. We have the Soil King. Say hello. Thank you so much for making it. Appreciate it. But seriously, I appreciate every single one. We have the UFCW represented in the house. So thank you so much for being here. Sincerely appreciate you all being here and listening to what it is we have to say. I'm probably going to be a little repetitive. I apologize. It's been kind of a day. So, but the really cool thing that I'll just give a little synopsis of what we did earlier today. Raw, the rolling papers, donated to the National NORML Foundation. So Arizona NORML went down there to do the Publishers Clearinghouse check and present it from Raw, the owner of Raw, Josh, if you follow him. Huge shout out to Raw, to Josh. Thank you so very, very much for today. We got to hang out. We got to see, there's a huge facility down here in Phoenix of all of his distribution and all that. Super inviting. He loves the cannabis community. He loves NORML. Is that the puppy? He loves what we're doing. And again, we sincerely thank him for giving that a very, very generous donation to National NORML. So that we said we were just the mediators there for the photo op and all that stuff. So, but again, huge thank to continue the criminal justice reform and the criminal justice support that National NORML does as well. So again, thank you to National NORML as well. So just want to go over a couple of events that we got coming up. Tomorrow is the Phoenix Cannabis Coalition. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Put on my Dave Wisniewski and Eric Johnson. So big shout out to them. And for those who don't know what the Phoenix Cannabis Coalition is, it's not a counterpart, but it's different than NORML, but is in the community a little bit more. What would be a good way to describe it, Allison?
It started actually to combat NORML because there was drama.
Okay.
But it grew into doing court support.
Okay.
And I don't know this new information,
They've given us a shout out and said, on that end that they're going to support what Arizona NORML does on the law, on the side down at the Capitol and support us. So just want to give them a big shout out as to what's going on. What else? What else do we have for events coming up? I can't really think of any events. We have Buds and Bikinis that's going to be coming up again on August 31st. So that was a super cool event. I've been to both the Buds and Bikinis events, and that's one of the best networking events that I've been to. And it's a lot of fun. It's in East Mesa, so Trap Culture does a fantastic job of putting that together. So what other events do we have? I'm trying to think. It's summertime, so it's a little bit slow. So again, yeah, and that's the one thing too. In the summertime, legislation's down for right now, so that's our opportunity. We don't have a ton of what's going on as far as legislation goes. But we do have some pretty important political updates that Julie will fill us in just a little bit. But this is our time for, if you guys have questions about who we are, what it is that we're doing, how you guys can help us and how we can support the cannabis culture, the medical patients, the recreational users, and how we can put forward good legislation, good laws, talk to the lawmakers down at the Capitol and get our voices heard and get your voices heard, what we want in the cannabis community. So that's, for those who are unfamiliar with what it is that we do, that's just a quick synopsis of what we do, how we do. We go to you, our constituents, the users. So on that note, got some updates regarding national updates. So I have been told, and I'm going to screw this up, that Ohio is no longer skibbity and now has the Riz. Did I get that, Julie?
That is what my 12-year-old
All right. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah. So Ohio has now legalized, or they started their first. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, what did they do? They announced that they started to sell it. So on the medical marijuana side. I think it was today, wasn't it? Yeah. So shout out to Ohio. NORML has submitted public comments to the DEA calling for the removal of cannabis from Schedule 1. Although the Health and Human Services Committee is not recommending, not committee, but services, is not recommending descheduling at this time, NORML asserts that this position is the most appropriate one and that descheduling cannabis should be adopted by future administrations. Because the issue that's going to happen, this is, it's going to take cannabis from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3, but that's going to put it right into the hands of the pharmaceutical companies. So, and we don't want the Walmart of weed. We want good weed at the grassroots level. But, anyways. So, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. New Hampshire, the governor signs law significantly expanding medical marijuana access. Physicians are already possessed the discretion to be prescribed a number of medications like opioids, which pose a far greater risk to the health of marijuana. It is appropriate that healthcare providers possess the same freedom to make medical cannabis-related decisions as they do when choosing to authorize other therapeutic options for their patients. So that's a good thing, step in the right direction, that doctors are finally starting to recognize it. And on a personal note, that when it comes to like doctors and pain and cannabis, I have back issues. I get epidural injections in my back. I see 2 different pain doctors, and every single one of them is on board with medical marijuana now. Every single one that I go to, yeah, they literally tell me, I tell them what I use, and they go, good. They say, we're tired of giving out opioids to people, so that's a good thing. So here's a good one too. Government survey data shows that nearly 20% decline in teen marijuana use over the past decade. Data reports that the percentage of those aged 12 to 17 who reported having ever tried marijuana fell 18% from 2014 to 2023. Those reporting have consumed cannabis during the past year fell 15%. The percentage of teens reporting current marijuana use fell 19%. And I think that can all be led down the path of, if we destigmatize it and we start talking about it and we make it a regular thing, from parents talk to their children in a manner that is appropriate for their age, and destigmatizing it and explaining, especially for the medical patients, that it's a medical thing that's going to help kids not be, not want to dig into mom and dad's, where did you learn this from? I learned it from you, Dad. I watched you do it. If anybody's old enough to remember those commercials. So mostly commercial available CBD products are mislabeled and make misleading claims. How about that? Don't buy gas station CBD. These findings highlight the need for proper regulatory oversight of cannabinoid-containing products to ensure quality assurance and deter misleading or unfounded health claims in product marketing. So, yeah, don't buy gas station weed, kids, or CBD. And one last thing, no increase in rates of marijuana use among youth over the past decade, kind of touching on what was previous before. So again, the more it's destigmatized, the more it's talked about, the more it's, not made so taboo, the less kids are going to be curious about it. So I have age-appropriate conversations with my own kids. And again, they understand that it's, for me personally, it's medical use. After 11 p.m., it may not be medical use, but whatever. So that's a whole different story. So political and legal updates. Julie, did you want to touch on the political side?
Can we do legal first?
You want to do legal first?
Excited?
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Right. What do you want me up here?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, yay. All right.
I'm so stinking excited. Something amazing happened today.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm an attorney, but I'm not your attorney, but I am your legal director. And today we had a momentous win in the Arizona Supreme Court. So let me tell you what happened. We've been fighting, as you know, to get expungements to be made universal and automatic for a really long time. There's anywhere between 250,000 and 500,000 people who have arrests, convictions, or adjudications in Arizona who need to have their record cleared. So as many of you know, I ran for county attorney in Maricopa County on that promise that we would do that, and ended up losing. And the person I lost to about 9 months after Prop 207 passed ended up telling people that anybody who had a previous conviction and that previous conviction enhanced something that they had done afterwards, unrelated to marijuana even, that all of those folks were resentenced. We found out today that she was lying. And the reason that we found out was not only have folks not been resentenced if their convictions were made worse or enhanced by previous cannabis convictions, that the county attorney's office in Maricopa has been actively fighting to not resentence someone. So this fella, Bennett Williams, ended up picking up 2 Class 2 felony sex trafficking convictions, but the prosecutor's office charged him to a greater amount of time and placed him in a different category of repeat offender based on an old expunged cannabis conviction. And the Supreme Court today said, you cannot do that. An expungement means what the voters said that it means, that cannabis should have never been criminalized in the first place. And honestly, the least that we can do is to seal someone's records and not use that against them. So you may be wondering, is this just Bennett's case, or are there many, many more people who are affected? Because right now there's about 36,000 incarcerated Arizonans in our state. And we don't know if there are dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of people who might be affected by this. So the big message that we need you to get out to the public is, if someone you know and love is incarcerated right now and their sentence was made worse by a previous marijuana claim, they should run, not walk, to their attorney and find out, is this going to impact them? Are we going to be able to free, people who have been imprisoned for nothing more than the plant? And the Supreme Court today gave us like a massive, massive win. So to the degree we can applaud the Arizona Supreme Court, shall we? Hey, Todd! I'm so glad to see you twice in one day. All right. The second thing that I'm super, super excited to talk with y'all about is just a political update. And I know I'm going to miss a lot, but we're here for any of your questions. First of all, everyone here who is eligible to vote voted in a primary election, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I see almost universal nodding. Yay. Turnout was greater in a lot of areas than we have ever seen, which is pretty magnificent. Some highlights when it comes to our cannabis allies. First, talking about local elections. Sadly, up in Coconino County, we had a loss. There was a county attorney running on universal and automatic expungement that got his clock cleaned by an establishment candidate up in Coconino. So that's sad. Similarly, out in Pinal County, we had kind of a reform-minded prosecutor, Kent Volkmer, who has been a friend to the pod that AJ runs, and kind of a friend to, I wouldn't say friend to cannabis, but has been friendly and smart about cannabis. Agreed. And lost his primary as well. So there's going to be a new Pinal County attorney. In terms of law enforcement wins, though, we did see the Pima County attorney retain her spot. She could be better on cannabis, but her opponent would have arguably been so much worse. So that's a win. And we did see Mike Crawford, who has been a friend to NORML, and I believe our first endorsed candidate of the cycle, sadly lost his primary in the Maricopa sheriff's race. On the legislative front, though, we are looking at the best map we have seen in a very long time. Some of our strongest allies, like Oscar de los Santos, who is running for the House in South Phoenix, and Annalise Ortiz, who is running in the West Valley for senator, won their primaries, and we're so excited for that. We're also very excited because are we in Peterson's district right now? We're close to it, isn't it? Yeah. So the president of the Senate, Warren Peterson, has been traditionally hostile. I should check my geography before I talk, but has been traditionally very hostile to hearing consumer-supported bills. And with this new shift of Republicans who got in, if the Republicans continue with control of the Senate, we might be seeing a different Senate presidency. And that's really important to consumers because nothing gets past the Speaker of the House or the President of the Senate. They're literally the people who assign bills to committees. So you might have every other member in support of a bill, but if the leadership doesn't like it, it dies a very slow and painful death. And so we're excited, hopefully, to see some new leadership. So for once, politics is a good thing around here, and it's a really favorable map. I'll take any questions offline because I don't want to bore you. But if there's any particular race where you want normal commentary, we're so here for it. Did I miss anything, Mr. Executive Director?
No, I don't believe so. No, I think we're good. And on the cannabis front, I've had the conversation with Ross People, and he is very, very, not our side, but very open to the conversations. So.
And honestly, sometimes that's the best you can get. If we can get folks who are, open to having conversations and listening to reason, and then sometimes we get real advocates, and we need to make sure that we fight for them to stay in their positions. So, all right, here you go.
Awesome.
Yep.
You've been updated.
And that is the thing, though, too, about what it is that we do that for people who are the uninformed and the uninitiated to Arizona NORML. We did just go through the primary election cycle. So whether your horse won or not, we are Gizmo saying hello. We know, we feel the same way. But this organization is left and right. We are apolitical, yet completely political. We all have our own thoughts. We all have our own agendas. We all have what is important to us. But at the end of the day, what is the most important regarding this organization, our constituents, and our people is cannabis reform, cannabis law, talking to the lawmakers, destigmatizing it, and getting a plant-based medicine into the consumers and the medical users' hands. Talking about why we need to destigmatize it. So on that note, if your horse didn't win its race, we need to get out there and start talking to the ones and that are like, take for instance, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office race. And again, I always go back to law enforcement because that's always my background. That's something that we're going to do. We're going to reach out to them and we're going to say, okay, you guys are kind of important when it comes to cannabis law. What are your thoughts on this? Where can we work together? What is going to be the priority for the sheriff's department when it comes to this? And again, the sheriff's office is an elected position. So in all 15 counties across Arizona. So it's one of the things where we're going to reach out to those people and say, hey, what is important to you? How can we, bridge this gap and move forward? Because the people have spoken. So it doesn't even matter when it comes to what political race it is. We're going to have a Democrat and a Republican, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Republican is anti-cannabis and the Democrat automatically is. That's not necessarily the way it works. And especially when we're dealing with one issue regarding cannabis, we just gotta focus in on that, talk to those people individually, find out what their stances are and how we can work together. On that note, does anybody have like a race that they're thinking about coming up? And mostly at the local levels. Is there any races that you're like, hey, what's going on with that? Or that you would be the most curious about? Something that we can reach out to, because we've got a whole laundry list of candidates that we're going to reach out to, set on both the left and the right. So if something pops up into your mind, an important race, please let us know. So if anybody has anything on that. But you can always hit us up after the meeting. What else do we have here? And again, because we are off of the political session right now and moving into the primaries, what we're going to do is reach out to these candidates, and we're also going to give them a thing that says, do you agree with our cannabis policies? Yes or no? If you agree, then we're not going to endorse you so much, but we're going to support you. We're going to give you a voice. We're going to invite you to the meetings, and any politician that's out there that wants to come to our meetings, we'd love to have you. We'd love to hear what your side is, hear what you're thinking, and all that type of stuff. And on that note, we do apologize to Mike Crawford. So, we had a very, very high hopes to him. So what else? Yes, Ms. Gunnagle.
AJ, that sounds like a lot of work. We need to get our candidate guide so that consumers can vote intelligently. Do you need any help?
We need lots of help. We need volunteers. That's the most important backbone. Everybody here's a volunteer. Arizona NORML is a volunteer organization for those who don't know. So we need support. We need help. We need volunteers. We need the people to show up and get involved with their local political parties and political fights and all that type of stuff. We need to get out there and hear from you guys to talk to your politicians. So moving forward, what's going to happen? So the general is going to happen here soon in November. And I just want to put a bug in everybody's ear for what's going to happen in the upcoming legislative session down at the Arizona Capitol starting in January. We host what's called Lobby Week. What our job is to put you in contact with your lawmaker and your legislator. And again, we don't know who they're all going to be right now. Races, we're going to find out who it is. We have some allies that we may lose. We might have to forge new relationships down at the Capitol. We don't know yet. That's what, we got to stay on top of these things. And we need everybody to stay on top of those things. So when late January, early February rolls around, we're going to host a lobby week. It's all done by Zoom or whatever, video. And we're going to have 15 to 20 minute meetings with the legislators, House of Representatives and the senators. And the most important part about these meetings is that when the legislature pops up on that Zoom meeting, that they don't just see the Arizona NORML board. Because they're really tired of seeing our faces and knocking down the door. And some of them are like, oh my God, it's normal again. Some of them love us though. So they love Julie as well, particularly. Yeah, he's the face. Yes. Oh yes. Real quick. Todd had a birthday the other day.
Yeah.
Ooh. Should we sing happy birthday?
Yeah.
Should we sing happy birthday? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Todd. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Cheers.
You want to know, I turned 60. Nice.
He's our longest running board member at 7 years.
That's here too, I think.
I just look it with the gray. What else? What else? It's kind of a short and sweet meeting, unfortunately.
That's everything I got.
Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns?
I had a great cup of coffee, man. I gotta tell you, the flavor of this iced vanilla latte with oat milk. Oh my.
And this place is pretty dope. So if you need to come down into Jared's Coffee, yeah, no, seriously, thank you guys very, very much for that. So does anybody have anything else that they can think of? What's that? Oh, wait, time out. I'm dumb. We have a ginormous announcement. How did I forget this? Ladies and gentlemen, November 16th, we are hosting our inaugural golf tournament. How the hell did I not remember that? Yes, golf clap. November 16th, we are hosting our inaugural golf tournament. It's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for us. Nobody likes to talk about money. Nobody likes to beg for money. But the only way that we can continue to be down at the Capitol and lobbying and talking to these legislatures is we need money. Flat out, period, we need money. We take donations. We have T-shirts for sale. So if anybody wants a T-shirt, I got a whole truckload or, carload of them. But yes, November 16th is our inaugural golf tournament at the Arizona Biltmore. So we are looking for sponsors. We have some really, really high-priced sponsors, and we have some that are budget sponsors. And we don't care anything in between. We are looking for sponsors to further our movement. It's going to be a super cool day. We've got raffles. This is going to be legit at the Biltmore. So it's booked. It is it's going to happen. And we are so excited to be able to bring this to you. And if you don't golf, who cares? Come and have fun. So, and the name of it is Bongs and Birdies. So, and the website is bongsandbirdies.com. So yeah, so Bongs and Birdies. So offline, I will tell the story of how that came to be, but the website is bongsandbirdies.com. And the website has literally all of the information. If you want to sign up as a sponsor, if there's a sponsor out there watching, if you want to sign up, go to bongsandbirdies.com, BONGS and BIRDIES.com.
Is there a deck already?
That's the deck. The website is the deck. Yes, sir. So yeah, so that's got all of our information on there. And please come out, sponsor, have a good time. Golf, come out, I'll be there waving to people because my back doesn't bend anymore. But anyways. What else? Anything? Questions? All right. It's a short and sweet meeting. Again, thank you so much for the use of their place. Are you hopped up there?
Yeah.
You-
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna stay right here. I feel like you guys cannot see me. Yeah.
No, you got to look good. Come on now.
Okay. All right. Hi. So I'm Ari. I'm with Breeze Canada today. We're a new vape company in Arizona. We just launched. Actually, we're about to be a year old on September 1st. Stay tuned. We don't know where we're going to throw a launch party or an anniversary party, but it's going to come. Follow us on Instagram. I'll give it to you in a second. But we're from a Michigan-based vape company. We launched with 6 distillate flavors. We're up to 10 right now in Arizona. We just came out with our live resin. They're strain-specific, super solid. They taste really good. I'd highly recommend. We have lots of deals, buy one, get ones all the time. You can find us in jars, Nature's Wonder, Wham, Ponderosa, and Deeply Rooted right now. So if you need any, come follow me, come over here. I got some goodies for you. I got carts for everybody, a couple of swag things. And if you got any questions, let me know. That's about it.
All right.
All right. Then that concludes our meeting. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it. We said we'll stick around for a little bit, smoke, drink, have a coffee. Let's see if the storm's going to hit. Looking good so far. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, AJ.
All right.
So that's
Peace, everybody.